Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 301. This is Sudowrite Advanced. That course is for people who struggle to control the AI to get the result they want. You will learn to control the AI and get the best possible result. If at any time you feel the course content is not right for you, you are free to leave and sign up for the right class for you. Any class you want to sign up with, you got to go in Luma and sign up for it. They don't have the automatic one as yet. So we did a short introduction. We're going to do a demonstration and Q&A. And we always kind of mash up the demonstration with the Q&A because I have fantastic co-hosts with me today. I have Nicole, Gianna, and I have Otter one, which are very good to answer questions. So if you're too shy to raise your hand with the raise button, we have nice co-hosts inside the chat who will answer the question. And if the question should be answered in this class, they will let me know and I will answer as best as I can. So this is how you raise your hand. And this is all the 100 classes that we have. So today we are on the 301 and tomorrow I'm doing the 401, which people wants to write in different language. I'm going to help you to do that with Sudowrite. And on Saturday, if any one of you likes to write the genre for children, I will be teaching a 401 for children also on Saturday at the same time. Any question this far? Cool, let's get there. I want to show you something before we start and go back to our outline that we left off yesterday. I want to show you this, and I have to get this screen down just a second. I wanted to show you this window. This is the window you see when you sign up. I don't know if any of you know that you can actually link your Sudowrite to your Google Doc. And when you go in Google Doc and you write and bring things in there, you can have Sudowrite to use the laser tool inside the Google Doc. So I wanted to make sure that everyone know that. And as that, be careful when you Google Doc and you use them because it's still using your credit. So it's just a link, like a plugin, or how we call this thing on top there. They are just linked together between the two. All right, so that was a little sideline here. This one.
Browser extension.
Pardon?
Browser extension.
Yes, thank you. All right, let's get a little refresh. All right, from yesterday, any of you had chance to go and check the document that we produced yesterday? And if so, any question about it? All right, I'm going to share it again. Double check goals that make sure it opened properly. So I did that little thing with the window and the Google Doc. And today we're going to go and visit our plugin because we are in the outline. So let's get our project. You remember yesterday I did a duplicate of our class. Remember we are working with Pinocchio. We did the canvas. We did many different outline in canvas. We took the romance one. We brought it in our project and we put everything in Braindom. And this is only one way to go. There is so many ways to go about that. It's mind-blowing. So you're going to learn your workflow as you go, depending on what project you're working on. All right. So this is just one way to go about it, if it's not 2 or 3 ways to go about it. So we have our genre. Our style is not there yet. We're going to work on that. We did have our synopsis, which I like very much because they did a pretty good work on this one with 751 words to kind of retell our story with Pinocchio. And we did have that twist with the romance and what did we put in there again? Romance, magic realism, and fairy tale retelling. So our outline that we had from yesterday. it's pretty small. It's very thin information in here. So you can go and do it by hand. Like I showed yesterday, you can write by hand, you can fill up the way you want. One thing that we say it's important here is to try to remove the she and he and they and make sure that these name, the name of the right person is included here. And that will save you some time also when you get in the beats that it's the right person showing up. So just a little bit in advance, I do it here sometime. So you can take your intro, you can go and do a rewrite, you can expand it. I want to make sure I get everything in my writing. So here, my Pinocchio is gone. Pinocchio retelling. Okay. And I will let go of the age this time because we have a retelling. I'm not sure what is going to go through. And the creativity, we leave it there. And the word, I'm going to go a bit higher. I'm going to put 250 in case I write with any of those. So I could go and ask to redescribe or expand. That's another one here. The expand. So how you work with this, we still don't have access to our tools inside the white box. So what we have to do, we have to copy our outline, which I find very slim there. So copy, we're going to go and create a new blank document. And we're going to pass it right here. There we go. And from here, we can work it out. And just to make sure we don't get mixed up here, we're going to put down that this is our outline. So we know where to get it, sorry. So from here, like I said, you can get this bigger and you can click here and you can go expand. And it's going to expand and give more information on this little paragraph. It's going to give you a lot of information with the expand and 250 words. So let's get the bottom of this. It gave us 307 words. So I can just go and use it and pass it through and just remove the first one and get this as new one. Or like you remember, I like to keep all my words, bring this one in. So I can go and read it and make sure I'm happy with the information there. It's a solitary figure, bustling village, taking his eyes, but despite the talent mention of the villager, Geppetto is consumed with loneliness. Sunset Street, yeah, the AI like to talk about the time of the day with sunset, or where the sun is during the daytime, or the reflection of the sun on the earth. The street empties, the family gather for dinner, the children play fading lights. So you see we have quite a bit of information just with the expand that we have right here. And it's a very nice starting point for an outline for chapter 1. So I could take that and bring it into my outline right here. So I can just go here, copy. I can also tell Sudowrite if I'm happy with it. I can say, yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Thumbs up. They like to know when the job is well done or if they need to change something. So go in your outline, chapter 1. I like this. Change it up. See, just this one here brought us up to quite a bit of more words. This, at some point, if I go through and I do that with every chapter, I won't have enough space. So what I do with that is I go and I delete the chapter which cannot fit, as long as I have the 2 or 3 chapters I'm working on. Always I like to have the previous and the after when I do my story, and I keep always 3 chapters in this box as much as I can. So one thing that I like to do when that happens, I just go and delete this information and I just keep chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5, all these little things, these little tags, I keep them up and I just delete the information after, because you know, you can just use your little clock, go back, get the one you want. You can come here, you can copy from here, you can bring it back. There's many, many ways to go about it, so you never lose it. So this is one way to go about it. we have to teach you the plugin. So I'm going to teach you the plugin with the outline and how to get in the plugin. So let's go back into our outline here. And I'm going to delete this part here because I have it already in my history, so it's not gone. I'm going to keep the original version. And because it's in the project, I can edit it the way I want, no problem. I can use every tools we have. We have some beautiful tools, some beautiful plugin inside the plugin. For me right here, I have this one here. Where is it? Right, no. Beats, that's in French. Where's my other one? There's one for, there. Better beats. I can use this one. So if you go in your plugin, you can explore, you can customize. The customize here is when you have too many plugins and you want to have the one that you want to work with. Like I want this on top, you just take the dot and you bring it up. So if I get my other one, better beats, bringing it on top, because we're going to use this one. Anyone see the other one I had? Nonfiction, possible, nonfiction. Okay, good. So this one now is going to be on top, the one I'm looking for right there. This one I have, okay. Now, or I can go and explore the beats. So the one that I'm looking for is not here. So I go explore. These are all the beats, and we have so many. I don't think we have a number of how many plugin we have, Nicole, do we?
A number to tell you how many plugins you have?
That total in here. I don't think we have a
No,
number.
ma'am, not that
Yeah.
I've seen.
So in the search, I'm looking for something to help me with the beats. So we have the one here, better beats. That's the one I have on my screen already. I can remove it or add it. So very simple, you just click on it. If you want to know how it works, you click on it and John is telling you this is in progress. So it's not perfectly done as yet. He's doing a lot of tryout, but I know he worked very good the last time. And he's trying to get everything to work with the language, and that's not exactly there yet. So let's go back. We can go there too for the plugin. I'm going to make a search on beats. And all the plugin which talk about beats, how to work with your beats are right here. So we got this one. We have best these beats. We're going to bring this one up. We have structure beats. Bring your beats up to this beat, structure these beats. So we can do one before the other. Which one goes first, Nicole? Do you remember?
I do not know. I don't use those.
Okay.
Best goes first and then structured.
Okay, so best first and structure. Thank you so much. I haven't used them in a long time. So let's go and try these in our project. I click on them and I says add them to my project. And I have to move my screen to be able to fix everything. So as far as I know, we're supposed to highlight everything. And we go at the bottom because that's only where they show up. So best these beats. We click on it. And it's going to work into our history box. There we go. It's going to go through every little chapter we have here, and it's going to make them better. It's going to put more meat on them. Ah, that's the one I made. Beats with meat. It's a bit slow. Any question in the chat that needs to be answered?
Nothing I'm seeing so far.
Okay. So we have our original of 666 words. Going to go in the bottom here. Going some space. Going to put my little bars. And the fact that I put those little bars as this is going, I don't know if I can do everything at the same time, is when I'm going back and I need to find something quickly and I know it's in here, or I can go right here in the loop and I can go find. It's going to find them. And if I need to replace them by something else, it's going to do that for me. So this is your find and replace in here. This is where you, like your typewriter, your words, your headers and all that, and the bold, the italic, and the underscore for me. So this has been showed. All right, where are we here? So it's done our 18 chapter. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to insert. And now we have 1,096 words. So you can tell that he put more meat on our beats. So from the first number 1, which was like 1 sentence, 2 sentence, the new one, which has, we had 3 sentence, so more meat. So more information, easier for us to get better beats also. So let's say we love this, it works for us. You copy it, make sure it's in your, and then you can bring it to the outline. In the outline, you select all, and you can pass this one in. And now we have a much better outline. So instead of 900 words something, now we have, what did we have before? We have less than that. But anyway, we have a much better outline with a lot more words. I'm showing you this quickly, but as we were if we were writing a real book together and all that, it will take a lot longer. We would be reading everything. For me, I listen and read in the same time, do my correction, and until I'm happy, which can take a long time before I'm totally happy. And I'm not the only one. I like to go and correct all my things because here it's English from Canada and not the one from the US. So all these little things are getting corrected. So when I publish in Canada. All right, so we have our outline that we talk about. We can ask to rewrite our outline if you want, more specific, including setting, character, things like that. In the past, what we did, I don't like it when it's doing that. Give me a second. I have to go back to actual size. There you go. In the past, what we did, we could take our character list and we say rewrite with character included, and it was going to rewrite the whole outline and insert all the character in the somehow appropriate chapter. The outline is really small for me. If I create piece, yes. Like I said earlier, let's do that again. I'm getting that one and I'm going to just expand it, and I have to go back in this one. Let's say it's not enough information again. Now I'm going to get it to expand again. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. And I want to do that because I want everything to be much bigger. I'm going to take the first one, insert. Now we have that. I'm going to take the second one. This is the right one. As Geppetto. Discover, yes, that's number 2. Highlight this, insert this one. All right. Just to make sure we have enough, I will do the same thing with the third one. And I could use other one if I wanted to. I can also, let's show you this one. Put this at the end and I can use the right button. And it's going to expand this one. I don't want too many more words though. I'm going to make sure I can, I just want one card for this one. And 250, that's fine. So put my cursor at the end here. And I want it to keep writing after that. And it's going to write right here and continue this little chapter, chapter 3, which we call chapter 4. This one here, as you can see, is putting dialogue also in it. So basically it's continuing the story. So maybe not as good for our outline. So let's go back and do the expand instead to get the words I'm looking for. But that show you anywhere on your text, books, story, article you're doing, you can use your right button and you can put your cursor where you want it to continue writing. Click here and continue writing. You can guide it with instruction. You can put the instruction you want right here, or you can ask for suggestion and you just click guide it and it's going to write with the guided you suggest right here. And the tone shift, I show that on the 101. So let's continue right here. All right, let's get this one here. So we highlight it. The air stick. Call to adventure, this one. Let's insert the last one I did. There we go. Now I know we have a lot. So I'm going to select all, copy, coming back in my outline that we need to work with. Select all and pass. We should have, oh, so close. I would have to add more to get more. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you once your outline is too big. I have 3 chapters I can work with. I'm just going and delete these guys and just keeping my chapter. Or I can go and do everything else and just go by hand, but depending on the way you want to do it. Okay, and this way, you give yourself space to put more of your outline on the chapter you're working with. Does that answer your question? For the outline, you find it very small. There's not enough space for your words. All right. Okay, let's get this one. Then I come back here for the world builder, because this is where the fun starts. So let's start the first chapter, chapter 1, create. And that's where the magic starts. And then we're going to talk about the world building. So this is our chapter 1, our introduction and everything else. We just say, okay, it's good. We even have dialogue in this one. Geppetto was a man simple, carving, was in a home, 72 years old, married, never had children, never married, never had children. Yes, despite the fun of his shop, his loneliness, his hard work in the wood, he's finding the little piece of wood. The year passed. All right, so let's generate some beats. Anytime you want in here, you can go and fix the information that you want. You just need to go back into the outline and fix it. Where's my chapter now? All right. Something is not. Let's generate those beats. Let's see, we're happy with this here. Let's generate the beats. Oh, wow. What they did to the beats. Oh my goodness. I never see beats like that before. This is the first time. You ever seen that, Nicole?
Yeah, they've been I think tweaking them or something, and they
Oh,
were coming out pretty good, not so much of the highlighting his anticipation or strength or that wording.
okay.
That's odd. They look, I've never seen them look like that.
Me either. This is the first time.
Yeah, they're getting very action-packed, I think.
All right. Let's test it with that. Geppetto receive a letter and all that. to see what that's going to look like, because guys, we never seen that before. This is the first time I see a name repeated like that at every beats, and very small, like one sentence beats. I never seen that before. Never got that in my generation before. Wow, I mean, I don't know what to say here. Let's try it just for the fun of it, what it's going to look like. And what, like I said, we're learning all together because they change things during the night. We come back in the morning and things have changed. So before I throw tomato to my computer, I'm going to test it. Here is your models. We can go with most accurate. I like it, not so overwhelming. We're going to try with most accurate, best prose, balance, fastest, or unfiltered. These are the standard that we have. And you're going to find inside the document what every single one of those do differently. So if you want to know, it's in the 201 class, you can find it right there. Here's the experimental. And for a story for children like this, oh my goodness, which one will I try? My favorite is balance. So I want to see what balance is going to do with such a small beat. And I'm going to start the generation and I'm going to pause it. Pause. So it's going to do 1 and 2. The sun was dipping low in Tuscan sky, casting a warm glow over Geppetto. Clutching workshop, woods shaving, little floor testing, Geppetto's skill hands. Oh, could it be at this hour, he murmured, pushing himself from his workbench. Opening it, revealing a young courier, breathless, and holding out an envelope sealed from the royal crest, the golden lion rampant. On the field of midnight blue. Senor Blanchini, the courier asked, a hint of reverence in his voice. Geppetto nodded, his heart skipping a beat. Yes, that would be me. From the palace, the courier said, tipping his hat before departing so quickly he has to come. It's left flown again, his eyes still sharp despite the year, trace over the elegant script that follow across. Estimate Senor Blanchini, your presence is requested at the Royal Palace. At your earliest convenience, we have heard tales of your remarkable talents and wish to extend a personal invitation for you to bring forth your finest creation for our perusal. Your skill will be honored and celebrated. Accordingly, sincerely, Lord Chamberlain. Wow. I cannot say it's bad, actually. It's pretty good. What do you think?
I like the detail.
Repeat that again?
I like the detail.
Yeah. I mean, just for one sentence, it came out with, how many words we have? 502 words. Wow. Well, I like it. So thumbs up. Good job. Good job for one sentence. And close. All right, let's test another one, see what it's going to give us. At any times, you can repeat the process with a different model. You can restart, you can continue, you can kick bash them all together. You can make many chapter 1 side by side or well on top of each other and again go back inside and then bring them into a different software like Nicole like to use Notion with that special template which has these side by side and you can kick bash all different models you want. So let's try another model where that good. Best prose normally gives something pretty good for children's story or things like that. So let's restart and see what the best prose will give us. Pause. So you already received that letter from the royal, the chrism was cracked. Unfolding the heavy parchment, his eyes scanned the following script. You're present in Sugar's palace. Bring your finest creation and showcase your talent. Geppetto blinked with surprise. My finest creation, he murmured. This was a chance to had waiting for him. Geppetto workshop sprung to life as Geppetto packed the last toy, tiny wooden crate. Oh, the crate. Okay, so He's going somewhere with all his stuff. Again, it's not so bad and how many words we have, but we have less words into the best prose. But I prefer this one right here because I like to be able to read that letter. I like the information they give us about the story. So for me, I'm kind of sold on the balanced one. Anyone would like me to try another one to see the difference? Hello. Which one? Want to try the unfiltered, see what that look like? I haven't used it in a while.
We just got a couple of yeses, nothing specific. Go with
Okay.
unfiltered.
All right, let's try the unfiltered. Yes, please. All right. Let's try this one and see what it's going to give us. And the unfiltered is 400 words at a time unless they change something. Then it's going to pause, reread, and start over. Or keep going by rereading. Yeah, right there. It's pausing and continue. Grandiose, so that should be together. There we go. All right, so what this one give us? Geppetto Blanchini heart skip a beat as he held the ornate envelope addressed to him. In a quaint village of his Tuscan hill home, his weathered hand trembled slightly at his editorial seal. Carefully, Geppetto broke the seal and removed the parchment, his eyes scanning the message. His present was requested at the palace, and he has to bring his finest creation. But why? He was no famous artisan. He glanced around his modest workshop, his gaze falling on the lifelike marionette he had, lovely craft animated through his de maybe. With a shaky hand, Geppetto donned his finest tunic and trousers, and far cry from a simple garment he usually wore. As he selected his most exquisitely carved puppet, a glimmer of hope kindled in his heart. Whistling a jaunty tune, Geppetto set off towards the grandiose. So when you have things like that, you can go and correct it. At any time, you can go and correct it. And here's, I find it very short. I could just go, says, I like it, but I need more information. I can just go and use my Write It guide or any other one I'm looking for here. But again, I think that balance is the winner at this point. So I would probably go back and just keep going with balance. And I remarked that because they read back, I find that it's going to go get all the information from the other one I tested. So just as a trick that I find out myself that it's doing that, I go back, create another chapter 1. I'm going to go get my beats. Short one, but they are good. So copy your beats, go in the new chapter 1, bring them in. And then you can go back here and say, all right, let's start from scratch and get the whole thing written or the 2 first one. It's not going to be the same than this one. If you want it to be close to it, because it's going to rewrite this, not exactly with the same words. If I wanted to have the same chapter 1 that I start with, go get it. Oh, it's just need to get the right one. One. All right, from here. Go get this one, which is the balance one. Copy it. Bring it in the new chapter 1. Put it down here. I'm not sure if it's going to continue. That's the first time I do it this way. So I'm going to do a test with you guys. It probably won't work that way. Yeah. I thought it will work, but it doesn't. So we have to go and generate, and it's going to restart. Going to pause. So I would have gone here instead and just delete the one I don't want so it can keep going. Unless you know another way, Nicole.
Nope, that way it's pretty easy.
So just delete this part. And
I do recommend, instead of flat out deleting it, cutting it and pasting it into a new document, just in case y'all might want to go back and grab a line or something.
yeah, you can do that. And don't forget you always have your document history too. So let's continue here. It should continue at 3 and 4. There we go. So I tried something that didn't work, but this way, like she says, we take the word that we already had and bring it in into a different document so you keep your words. We are writers, so we keep our words. This is our currency. So let's do it this way. It's very, very slow. So at that speed, I'm not going to get the whole chapter written. Come on, go faster. Any question we can answer during this goes?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you've got two chapters up there, two chapter ones, two documents, so then when you go to do chapter 2, does it confuse it because you have two chapter ones, or is it only pull from the stuff below?
It's going to pull from the outline.
Okay, so it doesn't care what is in those documents above.
No,
So like your poem and all that stuff is not messing up this story.
no, it's not. The only thing which going to go and get all the information is your ChatGPT. So because it's not finished writing, I cannot do it. But once it's finished writing, I can highlight and do my ChatGPT or to converse with the ChatGPT, and it's going to go get the information in all of them. That's the one which really use all of the project to answer your question.
So the chat, yeah, I don't even know where you're talking about, but okay. Yeah, when you're done, if you'd show me what you're talking about, that'd be great.
I will show you again. Hold on. It's going to finish this.
Thank you.
So you highlight your text and this quick edit. This is the one who's going to get the information from everything you have in this box.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So we have 1707 and is on the beat number 8. And we have 12 beats. And we have on the 8 prose. So we could keep going. We are at 12:39. So I'm going to show you quickly how the chapter 2 comes in. Then we're going to speak with the word building and a few other things if I have time to show you more and answer some of your questions. So let's create chapter 2. So chapter 2 here, add it here, or you can add it there, doesn't matter. So you add chapter 2. You can check to make sure you have your chapter 2, all the information you had in your outline is here. And let's say we're happy with it. We haven't read too much, but we're happy with it. Let's go and generate our beats for chapter 2. And we keep going until the book is done. So you edit right here, you fix it right here, and then you can export from here to your, it's doing the same thing, to your work document. They did something to our beats for sure, because yeah, twice in a row. Now we have Geppetto and all that, and Pinocchio. That's interesting. So Geppetto marveled at Pinocchio's newfound ability to talk and move his eyes wildly astonishing. All right, I'm willing to play. Let's generate the first couple of beats. His hand trembled over the wooden figure, now staring before him, his breast hitched in his throat, a whisper of disbelief. Good heaven, Geppetto murmured to himself, his heart pounding against the wall of his chest. Can it truly be? With a creak of the wood and on wood, Pinocchio swung his leg over the edge of the workbench. Father? Is it morning? Why is the sky dark outside? Why is the sky dark outside? Yeah. What's that shiny thing up there? He's curious, Pinocchio pointed out towards the moon, his voice filled with astonishment. Well, that's actually not bad at all. Everything, Geppetto echoes, smiling on. So this is, I don't know what to say really. It's like, it gave me quite a 463 words with just one, but those two beats. Wonder as Geppetto, flurry around Phil. I'm kind of very surprised, guys. And pleased, actually. I'm pleased. So let's continue for the one more section of prose. Pause. The quiet workshop seems to stand in the mist. Here, Pinocchio mimics. Father, he murmured a word not new yet, somehow etched deep in his beard. As he always belonged there, shh, Geppetto shooted. Rocking slightly, the way he imagined a father might. There is no need for words, not right anyway. Look, father, I can move by myself. Indeed you can. Careful, my boy. I will, father. That's pretty good. All right. Any question on this so far? How to produce your chapters, your beats? Check your beats. Make sure that, well, they actually did the work for us, because before we had to make sure all the names were there and remove the he and she and the confusion between the character, and they really did it here. They listened to what we asked. Oh, that's one thing that Sudowrite is doing great. When you ask for something and more than one person ask for it and we all agree we need it, they just go and do it. And this is one thing we were asking for, to make sure we didn't have to always come in and make sure who's speak and remove those he and she and they. Any comment? Or am I the only one who's commenting here? Guys, you're so quiet. All right, let's go to word building. We address the word building today. Yep. All right, we know the Pinocchio story. It's so low here, I have to bring it up. All right, world building. Who doesn't know what world building is? All right, for the fun of it, we're going to generate, and then that will be a very good answer. So basically, it's going to give me some of the information I'm looking for here. So for our story, what would be a good thing to know? If I click generate, I want the setting, the organization, the lore, the key event. Let's see, we go with, there should be some magic in the story. What can we ask right now? Let's see with the key event. We can ask for more information and we just click go, or we can also ask random. So let's go with go. We have 15 minutes to the hour. All right, so our key event here, they gave it a different name, the magical wood encounter. When it happened, one fateful day during a serene afternoon in a quaint village nestled in the Tuscan hill. What happened? Geppetto, an elderly wood carver, known to his exquisite, sorry, I need to drink something here. Venture into the forest in search of the perfect piece of wood. Implication, this discovery set off a chain of magical events. So this is a pretty good explanation of the key event. How did you generate this? All right, click on generate element under the world building and choose what you want here. So we did ask for the key event. We're going to ask for something else. Let's see what kind of magic we use for, or item. Let's see what we have in the item and click go. It's going to generate items from the story and tell you what they are for. So the item in this story is the wood carver instruments that Geppetto is using. So his carving tools are the set of finely crafted instruments. So it's describing the item in the story. When you write your book and you want more information on your story, you come in here in the character and in this one in the world building, and you can add the information that you would like to show in your book. If these things you don't like and says, I don't like it, I don't want to know it's a cherries tool, wood carver. Let's say I don't want to know this. I can go to the three dot and says, listen, I don't want this in my story ever. You can turn it off. And this one will automatically use it as when Sudowrite think it's good to bring into the story. Or you can come back into the never at any time when you're doing a chapter and says, wait a sec, I really like to know about that information. Just come back in and move it back to automatic. I know one thing we ask is if we can have because the automatic, Nicole will just, if I work on chapter 3 and I want this information in chapter 3 and I just put it on automatically as a default, you may or may not put it in chapter 3.
As long as you have the name of the card to reference it. So you would have to mention Geppetto's carving tools or use the other name's wording in your
Okay.
beats or whatever spot you're writing in so that it knows to go pull that information from that card.
So basically what she says here is that card, if I want it inside that chapter, I would have to go here and see where in my beats that card will fit, and I can, copy it and bring it here. How do I tell it to use that card besides just copy it?
You just use the name of it, reference it in your beats if you're using chapter generator, or reference it in some kind of way if you're doing the right features.
So we use this here and bring it inside the beats. All right, let's test that. So we are on 4. Let's see, 5. Geppetto overcome the emotion, the story, the adventure, open. Just for the fun of it, we'll put it right here at the end. Geppetto will use his Geppetto carving like that quickly.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's see if he will. All right, hopefully he's not going to bring someone else in. Let's continue and see what that's giving us. That's at the end of 5. Continue. And pause. And let's go see if he's going to bring those tools in. Pickwill, mallet, chisel, handles smooth with years, with fond smile, begin the count of details of the wood. So right there at the start of it, they bring his tools in. See if it's talking about it anywhere else. And in hand, turn the door. So they bring it right at the start of it. Right here. So does that explain how the world building, each item can work in your favor this way? Automatic. And this one, Nicole, when it's coming in, what that's going to give us, do you know?
So that means like it's something important and the AI always needs to be seeing it.
Okay, so this one will actually bring it, if you turn it on in the chapter you're working on, that's the one we'll make sure it's show up.
Right. And then never, of course, it won't pay attention to it.
All right, perfect. And you can rewrite them too. So if you're not happy with the information in here, I didn't try the rewrite, but let's try this. Rewrite, custom to this write, how to rewrite it with more colors. details. Let's see what it's going to do with that. Cherished wood, found a cozy workshop surrounding sunlight, streaming small window, loving crafting, exquisite wooden toy instrument, tools, a testament of a long life. Right. He understood something else, and I wanted in the color. I wanted him to tell me the color of the tools, but instead he gave me the color of lives. So you get to understand how the AI understood what I wanted into this rewrite. So play with it to get exactly what you want, or if you don't like it, just write it yourself by hands. If you have it on, then do you have to put it in the beats? That's the thing that here it says it's going to put it when you think it's relevant to the story. So that's why I put it in the beat, because I don't know if it was relevant to the story, but I made it relevant to the story by adding this. I used the card name and brought it at the end of the beats to make sure you brought it in. Once they fix this one here, then you can turn on and off and make sure it goes into that chapter section that you're working with. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, these goes very fast. Anything I can talk about? We are at 12:53, and I want to make sure I cover everything I can as much as possible for the people who goes back to work. So time for your question. Did I miss something very important that I did not teach also? If I missed something.
I'd love to hear Jeanette's question answered as well. That's just below mine.
Which one? John?
She asked
If you do your world building in the very beginning, it will put all this information in the beats when they generate.
Yes. Yes, you can do your world building before. Oh, the style box too. I have to show you the style box. But yes, most of us, now that we know how to work with the world building, and then as you can see, I can work quite a bit with world building. I work in French, Spanish, nonfiction, and children. You can custom them. Before I go into the style box, I'm going to show you very quickly. If I click on the French one, is going to give me the description of the story in French, the title in French, the sous-title in French, and the character in French. So I built my own card in the character, the world building. So for that, you go and customize, you go here. Where is the custom? You click on custom, you type right in custom what you want. New something, new world. Click on it. And now it's here. And it just starts with this. And you can add anything you want. You can say what's the color of this world. You can add the year, things like that. And you can keep going and going and going. You can save it as a new default or add it to the current world card. So add it, save. And now I have the new world. So if I click on it, it's going to go in the bottom. It's going to be here. Let's see if you can fill this in with our story. He understood what the description is. Go. And it's giving me the description, the world and the enchantment of the wonder, the earthly boundary of Geppetto and his village. Wonder what it's going to do with the color. It's going to give me the color of the life or the color of this world. The new world, vibrant hue of defeat ordinary shimmering. So yeah, it's kind of giving me something that I like to know about the color of that world. So this is how it works. You can do your own. Yes, narrator.
I'm not sure if what you said is now what you guys are doing is you're completing the world building first, so you don't have to be so specific on beats. Is that what you said, or did I misunderstand that?
You don't have to. You can go and do your chapter 1. You can see what's missing. You can do it at any time. The world building, it's something they add in the last 3 months. We don't have that before. But it's really, Nicole, you want to explain it better? Because you use it a lot.
So you do still, okay, so you remember the groups and the pronouns. They were hoping that would eliminate that need for getting rid of pronouns in your beats.
Yeah.
It's not working as well as they hoped. So for now, we still say get rid of all pronouns and beats. But as far as pulling things in, whether it's your character cards or your world building cards, y'all remember, you may have seen people say, oh, it's bringing in characters I don't know, I don't want for that scene, not supposed to be, and all that. That's part of the pronoun issue. But to eliminate that, we still don't want random world building cards get brought in when you might not want it, correct? We still don't want that to happen with character cards. So just remember to name the card that you know you want brought in. So like Geppetto's carving tools, or you can use the other name. So you do still want to reference which card you want brought in, whether it's a character's name, a setting name, or something like that. That's the only way the AI knows, oh, they want this right here brought in. Let me go find that card with that name, and it's going to look at that main name. So world colors, there's no other names there. So that's what it's going to look for. And then it's going to look at everything that's in that card and decide what's relevant to bring in for that scene. Does that make sense? It still needs to be
does.
in some kind of way to go look at that card and grab information from it.
That's great. So quickly before we catch the hours, how to do your style. I need to go in chapter 1. I'm going to copy my chapter 1. It's going up to 2,000 words. I know I don't have 2,000 words. Come on, up. Let's say I like the way it's written, or you can get your own story, your own words, your own style. If you have something else written somewhere else and you says, I really like my book written that way, or if you have a series, you have a series that is written in the style that you love, copy your style and bring it in. If not, you can take your text and bring it in also. So I'm taking the text that you give me here. Oh, that's not the right one. That's the one here. So I want the right one here. All right. And you should have a lot more words all the way to 8. There we go. Copy. So we have 1,700 words. I'm going to go in my style and I'm going to ask to match that style. I'm going to pass the chapter 1 up to 2,000 words, and you can go in and get these things off. You can just put dash if you want. You can fix it the way you want. It's up to you. And what I do, I go and do next. It's going to analyze that chapter. And it's going to give you the tone, the mood, the POV of the story, the vocabulary, and all the information on that style that you have. Send to doc. That wasn't supposed to happen. Normally it doesn't come out. Yesterday I did it, it didn't come out, and it did today. Okay. But you bring it here. And when I did it before, it did not do that to me. Okay, let's try again. So yesterday I did it and it didn't came out. Today it did came out. So it didn't work the way it was supposed to. Because when I did it 2 days in a row, I click send to doc and it stayed on that screen. It didn't come out, I was able to do next. So somehow it got broken during in the last 24 hours. So I won't do that again. If I like this one better than the one I sent in the doc, I just copy it like this by highlighting, copy, but don't come out of this, click next. I was so happy it was working before it didn't come out. All right, now you have your style box. Third person, limited POV with descriptive, evocative vocabulary, variable sentence structure, and a slow rhythmic pace building towards hopeful theme of family, creativity, and hope for the Tuscan Italy. Go here, insert. and it's going to come into your style. From here, you can change everything you want. You can say, I don't like third person, I like first person POV, change it. With descriptive, for me, I like first person or third person POV, and I'm going to present tense. So I tell what I want in my tense too. And it's going to write at this at present tense. And here we're going to test it. Let's go to chapter 2. And we're going to ask to continue where we were, beat 6. We're going to continue at 7 and see if it's giving me at the present tense. So here it's at the past tense. Pinocchio with his wooden feet skip across cobblestone, the workshop floor, lead the path ahead when dotted. Look, father, he exclaimed, pointing to the cluster of poppies, petal bright green, the floor dense. So is at the present tense at the third person POV. And you can change that at any time. And you can also tell each chapter if you want the POV different. If I want chapter 1 POV of Geppetto and chapter 2 the POV of Pinocchio, you can tell them that here, or on top of your beats also, you can just go here. You can just put POV of, what's about the cricket? I'm doing something, maybe it's not going to work, but, oh. And it's not finished. Oh, I let it go. Let it finish. See if it's going to switch to the cricket. Is the cricket the right character I like to use? Let's give it the right name though. Geppetto. Let's get this guy. Or I can probably use one of these guys too, just for the fun of it. Let's go back on top and put this one as a POV. To make sure I have the right person. And start that. Then continue. See if it's going to switch POV. Pinocchio's step become skip. His wooden feet tapping lively against. Stay close, my boy, Geppetto called out. His voice dense. Try to see if we can see if it's that the cricket was talking. Can you see it, father? Pinocchio voice grim. Ah, his wooden. Geppetto stand beside Pinocchio, his eyes wide. We can tell it's another person telling the story, but we'll have to go and read it deeper to see that's Christopher Grillon watch from the distance, unseen as Geppetto paused. So that's the guy I asked the POV. He opened his eye again, now it's full of spark. So he's bringing it in this here. So this is that guy, yeah. So he brought it as somewhat a POV. Sorry if I go fast and it's giving you a spin. So right there, we know we brought this guy in. All right, we are 5 minutes past the hour. Just want to thank everyone for showing up today. The one who has to go back to work, thank you for being here with me for an hour. Totally appreciate. Leave feedback. I love to see feedback. Tomorrow is a 401. We're going to write in different language, and on Saturday we'll teach deeper and more how to make story for children. So come and meet me tomorrow and on Saturday. Any question? Did I show quite a lot again today? That was a lot of information. Did I miss any question? And all the stuff we did today, I will put it into the document that you have. And by tonight or tomorrow morning is going to be updated with all the information we had played with today. You're welcome.
I looked through and I think all the questions got answered.
Perfect. So I'm going to
Okay,
stop the yeah.
I was gonna say, for those wanting adding more questions on world building stuff, I did link a Notion document. And at the bottom of that Notion document are the specialized classes where we spend a whole hour on the characters, world building, and
Yeah.
brainstorm ideas for all that. So y'all check that out to get some more ideas of what is possible with those cards.
Yeah, there's so much information for each card to work with. We can speak for those for like 3 hours in a row, building story around them. It's impossible to show in the 101, 201, and 301 in one shot, but you have an idea on how to work with them, and this is the idea for you to know how to work with them and play with them. Don't be shy, just play with the information, try it, and that's the best way to learn the program. So I'm going to stop the recording and then we can chat and have a bit of fun all together for the next couple of minutes. Thank you very much. My name is Manon and I thank every one of you to be with me today.